Head to policygenius.com/whiteboardfinance to get started now. Right, Sofia? Yeah, head to Policygenius. Yeah, we save so much money. Whoa. I'm going to Policygenius and saving a bunch of money. Look at my pumpkin outfit. I'm shopping at Policygenius. These lights are way too bright for her. Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiteboard Finance. My name is Marco, and I'm here to help you master your money and build your wealth. Thanks to Policygenius for sponsoring this video, but more on that later. So I'm going to cover 7 charts here created by Compound Advisors by Charlie Bilello. I signed up to his newsletter. I get this in my inbox pretty much once or twice a week, and he comes out with a 7-chart Sunday series. So I'll probably be releasing this video either on Tuesday or Wednesday of this upcoming week, but I wanted to create a video about this because there are 7 charts here that are macro themed, they're energy themed, and they're also stock market themed, and let's see if we can make a little bit of money off any of these charts and this information. So the first one is talking about some good news, which is the unemployment rate in the United States moving down to 4.8% since September, and it's actually 1 percentage point lower since the historical average since 1948. This is a good thing. So you can see this sharp decline right here all the way down to 4.8. However, when it comes to another piece of news, there are actually 3.3 million more job openings in the United States than unemployed persons, which is another record high. So I'm sure some of you have seen around town, especially when it comes to like service industry jobs, you're seeing for hire, open positions, hiring for all positions. That seems to be a common trend nationwide. So what are your guys' thoughts about this with all the job openings? I think this next chart actually plays into that perfectly because number 2 is showing that there is a wage push inflation, meaning that the labor shortage is continuing to drive wages higher, meaning that employers are going to have to compensate people higher in order to fill these positions, which is increasing 4.6% over the past year. So if you look at this chart, you can see that this is a chart of the U.S. average hourly earnings since 2007-ish, and you can see that it's gone up all the way from basically $20 to 30.85 on average. So you don't have to answer this in the comments. You don't have to answer this personally. But if you had to guess without knowing this chart, what would you think the average hourly rate is in the United States? I didn't think it would be that high, to be quite honest. So this is actually pushing many companies to increase the prices they charge for goods and services so they can maintain profitability. When I worked at Key Bank, a publicly traded bank here in Cleveland, I was a credit risk associate, and I would see this a lot in these reports. So whenever companies weren't doing too well and they had higher costs from their suppliers, they would obviously increase the bottom line by charging more and passing down the buck to the consumer, basically by charging more for their product or their service or good. This can only go so far, in my opinion. So this is a pretty interesting chart. Expected inflation is over 5% in the coming year, which it is. It has been. That's been proven. And 4% over the next 3 years. So this basically ties back into my thesis, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but if you have a lot of cash sitting in a high-yield savings account yielding you 0.3, 0.4, 0.5%, and inflation is closer to 4 and 5, you are losing purchasing power due to inflation. So number 3 is from worst to best. This is pretty interesting, and I think there is a trade to be had here. This is talking about crude oil ending the week at its highest level since October of 2014, as you can see right here. Energy has typically been a loser, which I'll show you here in a second. But with this being at all-time highs, take a look at this chart right here. This is from the U.S. Energy Information Administration, and this is historical gas prices going all the way back to April of 1993. So you can see here that it basically hit a peak in June of 2008, sitting at an average of $4.1 per gallon, went all the way down to $1.75 in December of 2008 after the recession or during the recession, and it crept back up, went back down, and now it's creeping all the way back up to $3.27 per gallon. Are you guys seeing this at the pumps? Are you seeing this at the pumps? I'm sure you are. I get my gas from Costco, which is great, and I love Costco, but I'm definitely still feeling it there as well. So if we continue forward, this next chart right here is just going to be talking about how this is driving a sharp rebound in energy-related stocks. After being the worst performer in each of the last 2 years, energy is leading all sectors in 2021 with a return of 54%. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, which you should be doing if you haven't already, it's just Whiteboard Finance. Same thing on Twitter, at WhiteboardFin. This literally made me laugh out loud. So this is from that movie with Tom Hanks where they get boarded by Somali pirates. And in the movie, this guy goes, "Look at me, I'm the captain now." So this is QQQ. This is the NASDAQ. And energy, this is XLE. He goes, "Look at me, I'm the compounder now." So if you guys don't find that funny, I don't know. I'm sorry. I think that's hilarious. So this is actually driving the Russia ETF up pretty much since its highest level since 2008, which is being led by Gazprom, which is their largest company, which is up 70% over the year. This is huge, you guys. They're basically also on Twitter and on Instagram. I posted charts where you just see literally hockey stick growth of natural oil prices and gas prices skyrocketing, especially going into winter in Europe. That's going to leave a lot of people with a lot of high energy bills. So moving on to chart number 4, $100 billion in space. This is pretty interesting. With all honesty, I haven't really followed SpaceX too much. I know a lot of my friends have, but this is just one of those things where I don't really care about space travel, to be quite honest, when there's bridges crumbling and roads that are barely drivable on planet Earth. And I don't know, maybe we can mine some asteroids or something. Maybe I sound ignorant, but that's just me. Elon Musk's SpaceX passed the $100 billion mark this week. So basically since 2002 till now, you can see that the worth right here of the company just hockey stick with growth. So the point of this chart is talking about unicorns, which I wanted to get into. This is basically showing the largest unicorns in valuations in billions. You have ByteDance, which is down here. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see this. That's basically TikTok's parent company. Then you have SpaceX, Stripe. Stripe is a great company. Klarna, Canva, Instacart, Databricks. You can pause the video if you want. I'm not going to go through all these. And then some of my friends, they'll appreciate this one at the end with Juul Labs. So if you know what that is, you know what that is. But this is Sober October, my friends. No nicotine or alcohol. So number 5 is reversion of the memes. The meme stock frenzy from earlier this year continues to unwind. And this is the chart that I want to spend some time on. But before that, let's get into Policygenius. If someone relies on your financial support, whether it's a child, aging parent, or even a business partner, you need life insurance. Shopping for life insurance can be one of the easiest tasks on your October to-do list, easier than picking pumpkins, deciding on costumes, creating your own haunted house, wiping your daughter's wet diaper. Policygenius makes it easy to compare quotes from over a dozen top insurers all in one place. You could save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policygenius, and you could save $1,300 or more per year on life insurance by using Policygenius to compare policies. Getting started is easy. First, head to policygenius.com/whiteboardfinance. In minutes, you can work out how much life insurance coverage you need and compare personalized quotes to find your best price. When you're ready to apply, the Policygenius team will handle the paperwork and scheduling for free. Policygenius never sells your information to other companies. Policygenius doesn't add on extra fees. Head to policygenius.com/whiteboardfinance to get started now. Right, Sofia? Yeah, head to Policygenius. Yeah, we save so much money. Whoa. I'm going to Policygenius and saving a bunch of money. Look at my pumpkin outfit. I'm shopping at Policygenius. These lights are way too bright for her. Okay, thank you for sitting through that. I appreciate you. That's how I pay the bills and keep the lights on and earn a living from this channel. So this is basically focusing on 2 companies, Beyond Meat and also Tilray. If you remember them, they absolutely exploded in January of this year. And I want to take some time and talk about these 2 charts. So this is where Charlie took a headline right here, and he said, GameStop frenzy lifts consumer stocks from Macy's to Beyond Meat. So basically saying, from old school companies to, more up and coming, progressive companies, if you will. So you can see here that it hit a peak basically in January 27th, right around there, and it absolutely cratered, came back, and now it's down basically 55% from its January high, sitting at $99 at the time of this recording, or at the time of this screenshot of this chart, okay? So what do you guys think about stuff like this? When you look at individual stocks, which I obviously have invested in, however, it's a smaller portion of my portfolio. Most of my net worth is sitting in index funds and ETFs, which is a build wealth slowly and safely kind of a game. But you can also see here, with Tilray, it basically peaked in January and is now down 84% from its February 10th high today. So the reason I want to spend a little bit of time on those two charts is because there's a lot of content being made online of chasing these meme stocks, and people are buying Lamborghinis. Then there's also screenshots of people losing literally 5 and 6 figures, sometimes even 7 figures. I've seen that online on Reddit. There's an allure to that. It's almost like gambling, right? It's like, hey, screw these index funds, forget the ETFs, forget the play it safe, wealth building, enjoy your life in the middle kind of a thing. It's I want my cake and I want to eat it right now as well. So I've always advocated that with stuff like this, try and keep this to maybe 5% of your portfolio when you're looking at speculation stocks, unless you genuinely thought that or think that Beyond Meat and Tilray, for example, are going to be long-term holds. That's completely up to you. So down in the comments below, hit the like button and also let me know your thoughts about those two companies. Do you think they're meme stocks, or do you think they're going to be here to stay? And also your thoughts in general on investing in meme stocks. So we're almost done here. Number 6 is pretty interesting. The Great Normalization continues. This is basically a list of central banks that are normalizing policy in response to higher inflation. So you have Poland with its first rate hike in 9 years, New Zealand with its first rate hike in 7 years, and Peru with its third hike this year. They all did this last week. So this is a part of the video where you may want to pause and take a look at this. I don't want to zoom out too much, then you won't be able to see it. But basically, you can see here that these hikes are happening October of 2021, October of 2021, October of 2021, and they're basically raising rates. You can see that other banks, other central banks, they haven't moved their rates in 6 years plus. Look at Switzerland, January of 15. Their last move was a rate cut, which is at negative 0.75% or negative 75 basis points. So while the United States remains committed to 0% Fed funds rate and easy money for the time being, the clock there appears to be ticking, with inflationary pressures becoming harder and harder to dismiss. The largest expense for most households in the United States is housing at over 40% of CPI, and with rents rising over 16% already this year, with still 3 months to go, more and more people are going to be feeling the effects of higher prices. So this is a chart that I want to focus on because there's a lot of content on YouTube talking about, oh, you got to buy a rental, you got to buy a rental, you got to do this, you got to do that. Well, that's great, but not only is it the worst possible time to buy a rental, in my humble opinion, at least based on my market. I can't speak nationally because real estate is hyper-local. You can see here that the U.S. monthly rent keeps going up and up and up and up. At what point are people not able to bear these rents any longer? That's my question. So people seem to still be paying it, but if you saw what happened with the moratoriums, there was a lot of people that weren't able to pay it, and they were just kind of prolonging the inevitable of being evicted. So with this being said, take a look at this chart. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on monthly rents and if they're able to be sustainable. If they keep raising, 16% year over year, I don't think that's feasible. Now, the last thing that I wanted to touch on is Bitcoin is back. So the downturn following the China ban, which I'll pull up here in a second, was short-lived. Bitcoin surged above $55,000 this week, hitting its highest level since May. So if you look at this is basically 64 grand where my cursor is, which was, I think I want to say like April of this year. Then it cratered during the Bitcoin conference. This is when I was in Miami for the Bitcoin conference in June, which was awesome. And then it's gone back up ever since then. Guess when I've been buying Bitcoin? Here. I've been dollar cost averaging every week, so I don't care what the price is. So right now it's sitting basically at $55,000, $54 at the time of this recording. The one thing I wanted to talk about was a lot of this China FUD, China banning Bitcoin. China's banned Bitcoin like 7-8 times in its history. It's done it in basically 2013, 2017, 2018 twice, 2019, and 2021 twice. And you can see what the price was and what the move did since, and the annualized return after that. So we've had annualized returns of 58%, 78%, 57%, just bonkers. And that's literally what happened after this happened in September. So that's all I got for you today, you guys. This will come out either Tuesday or Wednesday, week of 10/12, 10/13, if you will. Thanks for sitting through the Policygenius Spot. I really appreciate it. That's how I pay the bills. Also, in regards to Whiteboard Finance University, a lot of you have been asking about me or asking me about my school. What I originally wanted to do was create almost like a gym membership. So it would have been a monthly fee and you get access to a bunch of different courses. I realized halfway through creating the first course that it's really hard to create good courses unless you just want to put out junk, and charge a bunch of people for it, which I'm not going to do. I originally wanted it to be like a gym membership where you buy the membership and you get access to the squat machine, the bench press, the swimming pool, the sauna, one-stop shop, if you will. What I'm going to do instead is most likely release those courses individually to be purchased and have them more like mentorships. So you get access to, weekly live streams with me. These would be private. I'll do a private Discord, and that'll be separate. That'll be a monthly charge, or you can get access to that by buying, one of the courses or the mentorships. So I'm not going to turn this into one of those like sleazy, guru sitting in front of a Ferrari with his, smoke show model wife and high heels, like, Wolf of Wall Street kind of stuff, or Boiler Room, if you will. But it's going to be a ton of value. Imagine what you're getting from this channel for free. Imagine what it's going to be like when it's actually a charge associated with it. So hope you can support the channel. Hope you can support me. I've been doing this for 4 years, absolutely for free. And as always, everybody, have a prosperous day.
For 17 easy payments of $9.97, you can get the ultimate bundle.